Everybody, and welcome to Cover Wars. I'm your host, aJaX, and with me always is Seth. Seth, how's it going?
Oh, it's going all right. How are you?
Oh, I'm not doing too bad today. Here on Cover Wars, what we do is we're on a quest to find the top 3 quintessential cover versions of a particular song. And we go through popular songs every week, like this particular week. And what we do is we pull from a curated playlist of 20 versions of a particular song. Then we reveal our 5 favorites, top 5 in a surprise fashion, culminating in the best cover ever of a particular song. Seth, what song will we be tackling today on Cover Wars?
We will be tackling Sweet Home Chicago by Robert Johnson.
Oh yeah, let's do this. So Sweet Home Chicago, originally by Robert Johnson, recorded in 1936. Is this the oldest song we've ever done? Yeah, I think so, by a long shot. And I don't know that we'll ever, I shouldn't say never, but I don't know that we'll ever do one this old. Seth, why did you choose Sweet Home Chicago? I gotta know.
It's as a blues fan, I'm really familiar with this classic, and it's a staple. So it's just a wonderful tune, and it brings back a lot of memories when I hear it or when I sing it by to myself or whatever.
So, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind when I hear anybody say anything about Sweet Home Chicago, or when I hear the song, Blues Brothers comes to mind. So, Of course, we mention Robert Johnson. I'm originally from Chicago's lower southwestern side, a little city known as Joliet, as in Joliet Jake.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that's where I was born and raised up until year 8 of my life. So the Blues Brothers hold a special place in my heart. Not only that, but I'm a huge SNL fan, as I know you are as well. And of course, the Blues Brothers are so synonymous with, the early days of SNL. And of course, the movie Blues Brothers, the scene where they have the car chase through the mall. I mean, that's like one of my favorite scenes of any movie ever. And of course, Sweet Home Chicago in the Blues Brothers. But yeah, I mean, what are some of your memories of the song and maybe of Blues Brothers too?
It brings me back to my childhood. It does. I do think of the Blues Brothers. It's in that chain of events when I think about it. I instantly think of the Blues Brothers guitar player. Usually, that's what kind of rings true. The intro. But there's so many different versions of this song that I was familiar with, and that I'm so glad that we were able to cover it because it just means so much to me in my childhood. Like I said, this was a big one.
I love it. All right, well, let's dive into the song itself. Sweet Home Chicago, as you mentioned, a blues standard. This was first recorded by Robert Johnson in 1936. While often credited to Johnson, though, the song has precedence in several other early blues songs. It has, of course, become a popular anthem for the city of Chicago. Numerous artists have interpreted the song in a variety of different styles. So, Seth, other than blues, country, and rock, could this song work in any other genre, do you think?
Well, I've said it before on the podcast, but I think a great song can be done in just about any genre. So I would definitely say this would translate well to a lot of different things, even though what we're pulling from tonight is a different than what we normally cover, right. I should say. But yeah, it definitely does. You can play this in a lot of different genres for sure.
Yeah, I have to say,
sorry.
No, you're fine. I mean, that answers it. For me, like when we put this playlist together, it was very difficult to find anything other than blues. We got a few rock versions, a country here and there. But yeah, other than that, like I would love to I would love the challenge of other genres. Like, okay, let's hear a folk version of this song. Let's hear a punk version of the song, just
Mhm.
something out of left field. But yeah, it's mostly blues. It's mostly Chicago infused. We've got a lot of Chicago blues players on here. So when we get into the cover war, we'll probably tackle a lot of those. The melody of Sweet Home Chicago can be found in several blues songs, including Honey Dripper Blues, Red Cross Blues, and Kokomo Blues, which served as the immediate model, while the lyrics for Honey Dripper Blues #2 by Edith North Johnson follow a typical AAB structure. Were you familiar with the original song being rooted in these other blues songs?
No, but it doesn't surprise me. What's interesting about that is I bet I know what they sound like what the signatures they took from there from hearing the different takes of it. Because there's certain things they pull, I would say 8 or so of the artists pull from the original stuff. And
Right.
I think I bet I could just pick it out. I'd be like, oh, that's the one that inspired, or that's the one.
Pick it out.
Yeah.
Pun
Yeah.
intended. But I will go in, we're going to dive into this a little bit. Yeah, there is one version in particular that I loved that had that original flair to it. So in 1932, J-Bo Williams recorded Kokomo Blues, retaining that same refrain but added a counting line. 1 and 2 is 3, 4 and 5 is 6. James Arnold claimed the song in 1933, styling himself Kokomo Arnold and naming his version Old Original Kokomo Blues. He later explained that the song's reference to 11 Light City, that's a lyric that until I read this, I didn't know what they were saying. So I'm glad that I read this. I'm like, oh, 11 Light City. That's what they're saying. Okay. Um, so I lost my spot, but back to that. His
You're
reference
fine.
to 11 Light City referred to a Chicago drugstore where a girlfriend worked, and Cocoa was their brand of coffee. Would never have gotten that. Papa Charlie McCoy, using the name the Mississippi Mudder, changed the reference to Baltimore, Maryland, and Baltimore blues. The city had more recognition among the Southern blues audience than Kokomo, Indiana. So we're seeing there's a lot of different cities interchangeable here. So now Robert Johnson's adaptation. Johnson recorded Sweet Home Chicago on November 23rd, 1936 in San Antonio, Texas. He transformed the song into one of aspirational migration, replacing Back to Kokomo with To Chicago and substituting that 11 Light City with another migration goal, that Land of California. So that's where we get the Land of California and to Chicago and the New York
That I wasn't
versions.
familiar with.
Yeah, well, it's really cool to go back here and hear all that. So Johnson sang this as the first verse and use it as the refrain. Otherwise, his verses maintain the structure of Arnold's recording, including the similar counting verses. And it's funny, once we get into the lyrics, there's, the 1 and 1 is 2, 2 and 2 is 4. There's a lot of different adding and rhyming to the 2 or the 4. Then we got the 6 and the 8, or the 8 and the 10. So whatever they rhyme it with, they can make their own line. And so what I like about this song and all the different covers we have of it that we're going to go over is all of the improvisation that is used throughout. So it's really cool. All right. So that is Sweet Home Chicago. Did you have anything else on that before we get into Robert Johnson?
No, you're right on it. I a lot of that stuff I didn't know, which is surprising because I'm such a blues nut.
Well, I'm ripping it right from the internet, so don't think I'm a genius or anything. Let's talk about Robert Johnson. Robert Leroy Johnson, born on May 8th, 1911, only lived for 27 years. That good old 27 number. He died on August 16th, 1938. He was an American blues musician and songwriter. His singing, guitar playing, and songwriting on his landmark 1936 and 1937 recordings have influenced later generations of musicians. Although his recording career spanned only 7 months, he is recognized as a master of the blues, particularly the Delta blues style, and is one of the most influential musicians of the 20th century. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame describes him as perhaps the first ever rock star. So where did you first hear of Robert Johnson?
Ooh, that's a really tough question.
It's okay if you don't remember.
Probably a couple Eric Clapton covers of Robert Johnson.
Okay.
He loved his music. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so evident in the songs that he chooses to cover. I've heard it from other blues musicians as well, but yeah, I've known, I mean, pretty much my whole life.
Well, I mean, Clapton's on this playlist as well. Check the comments and the description, and you'll find the full playlist. But yeah, so I mean, Clapton actually has an entire album of Johnson-inspired songs. So very cool. For me, it was after or around the time of the Oh Brother Where Art Thou soundtrack. So that's kind of where I was like, this is really cool. And then I really got into bluegrass and blues and dove deep into that. And was like, oh, who is this? Robert Johnson. Everybody's talking about him. Who is this guy? And when I realized he was from like the 30s, I'm like, where's that gap in time? You know, you had World War II. And so that for whatever reason, like the 40s and the 50s are just like, where is all the music? And then the 60s kind of brought it all back in. And so a lot of these versions of the songs are from the late 60s and early 70s. So very, very interesting there. So we're going to go into the lyrics now. All right. Now we're going to talk about the lyrics, the Robert Johnson lyrics. They refer only obliquely to Chicago itself, primarily in the song's refrain, where the narrator pleads for a woman to go with him to that land of California, to my sweet home, Chicago. California is mentioned more frequently than Chicago, appearing in the refrain and in one of the stanzas. Again, this is Robert Johnson's version. I'm going to California, from there to Des Moines, Iowa. These perplexing lyrics have long been a source of discussion. In the 60s and 70s, some commentators speculated this was a geographical mistake by Johnson. However, Johnson was a sophisticated songwriter and used geographical locations in several of his songs. So, I mean, there's endless information on and speculation about Johnson himself living a short life. Of course, there's a lot of tales of Johnson, his career. One of them could probably come to mind immediately. We won't dwell on that, but when you look up Robert Johnson, there's something specifically, a tale, a legend in particular that is synonymous with Robert Johnson's life. Let's go into these lyrics now. We're going to talk specifically about the Robert Johnson version of the song and see how it differs from the rest once we get into them. So instead of come on, it starts with oh. Oh, baby, don't you want to go? Oh, baby, don't you want to go back to the land of California, to my sweet home, Chicago? Oh, baby, don't you want to go? Oh, baby, don't you want to go back to the land of California, to my sweet home, Chicago? Now, 1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 2 is 4. I'm heavy loaded, baby. I'm booked. I gotta go. Crying baby. Honey, don't you want to go back to that land of California, to my sweet home, Chicago? And 2 and 2 is 4, and 4 and 2 is 6. You're gonna keep monkeying around here, friend? Boy, you're gonna get you business all in a trick. Crying baby. Honey, don't you want to go back to the land of California, to my sweet home, Chicago? Now, 6 and 2 is 8. 8 and 2 is 10. Friend, boy, she trick you one time. She's sure gonna do it again. But don't cry. Hey, baby, don't you want to go back to the land of California, to my sweet home, Chicago? I'm going to California, from there to Des Moines, Iowa. Somebody will tell me that you need my help someday. Crying baby. Baby, don't you want to go back to the land of California, to my sweet home, Chicago? It's so funny that they dwelled on the Des Moines, Iowa. I think it was just like a stop along the way, or maybe he played some blues shows there. Like, who cares? Like, it's just, to me, it's such a legendary song, a staple, as you so eloquently put it. It is. I mean, it's just, you have to, everybody knows the song. It's kind of like something that you just inherit along the way in your life. Even if you haven't like set out to listen to the song, you'll discover it eventually, right? I mean, what are some of the things that you like about the lyrics?
I wasn't 100% familiar with a whole lot of the California stuff. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, like this is kind of cool. Gives a little more flavor. Gives you an idea of what he's going through. I thought that was really neat. There's other parts of the song that I thought were interesting. I love how, like, when you set up to interpretation or improvisation, there's a lot of parts with that, like the counting stuff, where they end it with something different, and I like that. I think that's really cool. That makes it, like I said before, fresh. I like that. That's really neat.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with that. I love in most blues songs, you can add your own flair and spin and fill in the lyrics. It's funny.
Hmm.
It's almost like I remember a lot of sitcoms in the 80s and 90s where there would be like somebody playing the blues or something, and somebody would just step up to the mic and they would be like, "Okay, here we go," and they could just like make up their own lyrics. It's almost like a freestyle. Before
Yeah.
rap, blues lend to that freestyle ability, so it's really cool. All
Yeah.
right, Seth. So before we go on to our picks, our top five, are there anything else you want to add about Sweet Home Chicago?
No, I mean, I could gush over the song all day. I'm so excited to hear what you picked, and I want you to hear what I picked, and hopefully they match, and hopefully it's an easy cover war, but we'll see.
See what happens, right? All right, let's do this now. I'm excited as well. Without any further ado, Seth, what is your number five?
My number 5 is Muddy Waters Blues Band.
All right, Muddy Waters. Can I say something about Muddy Waters that I hope it doesn't sound weird? I love this guy's face. Muddy Waters has the kindest, greatest face. If you haven't seen Muddy Waters, look at his gorgeous face. His face is just it's so cool. It's just the greatest face. Anyway, not to get weird or anything. Muddy Waters Blues Band. This is from an album, and there's so many versions of this, but this particular version for the playlist is from Live at Rockland Palace. Muddy Waters has 1.1 million monthly listeners still to this day. He's been dead for 42 years, and still, his real name is McKinley Morganfield, better known as Muddy Waters. He was an American blues singer, songwriter, and musician who was an important figure, I'll say, in the post-World War II blues scene, often cited as the father of modern Chicago blues. His style of playing has been described as raining down Delta beatitude. So, Seth, not like I don't know already, but why is Muddy Waters your number 5?
When I heard this version, it just sold me, and I think it's just awesome. That's it.
I mean, we're talking about a legend here, Muddy Waters. We were talking about Sweet Home Chicago, how it just finds you. It doesn't matter where you're from or how you grow up, you'll inherit it somehow. If you don't know who Muddy Waters is, the name just sounds blues. It emits
Yes.
blues. You could probably guess if you asked like a kid, "Hey, what kind of genre of music do you think Muddy Waters?" Like that's awesome. But yeah, I mean, it's so funny because Muddy Waters, and researching all these other artists, about half of them, maybe more, the reason they started or got their start is because of Muddy Waters. Like he's the reason they have a career and had a career in Chicago. So like it said there, the father of Chicago blues, definitely. So Muddy Waters, great pick for your number 5. And before you go on, I just want to, we were talking about this offline. There's not a bad song on here. All 20 of these on the playlist. Again, check the comments below. Look at the description if you haven't heard the playlist yet. There's not a bad version of the song. All of these artists are tremendous. And I told Seth that we're going to have a hard time. I really think that our top 5s are going to be completely different. We'll see. But are you ready for my number 5?
I'm ready for your number 5.
All right. Well, my number 5, they had to be on here. I mean, it's the Blues Brothers. Okay. So from the original motion picture soundtrack, The Blues Brothers, the movie was released in November 1979. 1.3 million monthly listeners still for the original Blues Brothers. Probably that whole soundtrack. People have it in their playlist. Blues Brothers are an American blues, soul, and review band founded in 1978 by comedians Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi, who met and began collaborating as original cast members on Saturday Night Live. Belushi died in 1982, but the Blues Brothers continued to perform with a rotation of guest singers and other band members, most notably John Goodman. Hello. The band reformed in 1988 for a world tour and toured again in 1998 for the sequel film Blues Brothers 2000, which I must say is a very underrated sequel. What did you think of Blues Brothers 2000?
So, I don't want to go off into a tangent. I'm one of the only people I know that love that movie.
Okay, you know another one, because I love that movie too.
Here's the thing. I am one of the reasons why I play guitar, I'm a huge Johnny Lang fan.
Okay, all right.
He's in that movie, as well as the Blues Traveler.
Blues Traveler, John Popper himself.
Yes, so wow, to me, like that movie was, I'm sold.
Yeah, I mean, I think they cast it perfectly. I think that, all the guest vocalists and guest performers on that were amazing. So let's not go off on a tangent. My number 5 is the Blues Brothers. What did you think of the classic Blues Brothers version?
Let me see what I put down here.
I mean, we are talking about the most well-known version, and the reason why I think the song is popular to a mainstream audience and not just blues fans.
It brings back so many memories. I mean, it honestly, like, I want to say, like, that's my childhood. Like, I was going to say earlier, but now that we're talking about it, the Blues Brothers movie, this song to me is synonymous with John Lee Hooker's version of Boom 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 in the movie. Like, those two go together so well in my mind, because I guess I must have flipped through the tracks when I was a kid. I don't know, but my goodness, I just love.
You just got the Heidi, getting that stuck in my head now.
Everything about that soundtrack was just brilliant.
It's so good. You're getting me, and you picking the song is like getting me back into blues, like since 2000. I really, since the year 2000, the year Blues Brothers 2000 came out, I really, like, when Oh Brother Where Art Thou and Blues Brothers 2000 came out, like, I went into so many genres of music that I never dabbled in before. So thanks for that. Okay,
You're welcome.
What is your number 4?
I'll put your heart at ease, because my number 4 is the Blues Brothers.
All right. Yes. A match. It might be our only match, but it's a match nonetheless. Okay, why is it at number 4 for you?
Like I said, it's pure nostalgia. It's so good. It's funny, and I know you and I have talked about this. It's funny how the Blues Brothers shouldn't work, but they're so good.
Yeah, right? I
they're
mean,
just so good.
Like, what, the comedians out there doing their thing. Well, what's funny is that it was a little polarizing to some, because they're like, I don't see, this isn't really funny. Because they did perform it in a funny manner, and some of their songs were like, okay, the gimmicks that they use, the outfits, the suitcase and handcuffs and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, it's not really comedy. Like, the songs that they do aren't funny. But it's the dynamic, it's the performance, it's got that it value and that watchable likability. So resonates with a lot of people.
I have to say this real quick. In the movie, one of my favorite things is when they sing "Stand by Your Man," and and he goes, "Baby."
So the movie is funny, absolutely. In those parts, oh my goodness, I love. Oh my gosh, yes. So when I say not funny, I'm specifically talking about the musical performances, not the comedy stuff in the movie.
And of course, they've got really good musicians who are all notable on their own end. So
right, some of which are on this list. So we'll keep it moving here. Seth, would you like to know my number 4?
I need to know.
All right, get ready, get set, because my number 4 is Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal at number 4. Yeah, so perhaps the most unique version Just a very stripped back and focused more on the vocal than the instruments. And that's kind of what that really drew me to it. The harmonies, the group vocals, the dialogue. This is just a throwback style, really cool rendition. The most improvised, I feel, of any version of the song. And then we get a good, oh Lord, I love the background vocals are just so great on this. So a little bit about Taj Mahal. This was from the album Recycling Blues and Other Related Stuff. It was released in January 1972. Taj Mahal currently still at 717,000 monthly listeners. So good. Taj Mahal's original name was Henry St. Clair Fredericks Jr., born back in 1942. Better known by his stage name, Taj Mahal. An American blues musician, he plays the guitar, piano, banjo, harmonica, and many other instruments, often incorporating elements of world music into his work. Mahal has done much to reshape the definition and scope of blues music over the course of his more than 50-year career by fusing it with non-traditional forms, including sounds from the Caribbean, Africa, India, Hawaii, and South Pacific. Definitely one of the standout tracks on this playlist. Seth, what did you think of the Taj Mahal version of Sweet Home Chicago?
So honestly, as a guitar player, what stood out was the resonator or dobro guitar and the beautiful vocals. The vocals on this one, I think are hardly matched, but really. There's a couple other ones that maybe stand out a little bit more because of the vibrato. But oh my goodness, it nails your heart. Like this one's so believable.
Oh yeah, I 100% why it's on my list. I kept pushing it back because of the other versions. I'm like, I love it. Why isn't it higher? But I landed at 4, and I'm like, okay, I'm good with that. I think we'll see. But oh yeah, everything you just said. I'm glad you mentioned the instruments because I had no idea what those were called. So thank you. Seth, I gotta know though, what is your number 3?
I'm gonna ease your heart even more because my number 3 is Taj Mahal.
What? What is going on? This is awesome. All right, yeah, you eased it completely because I didn't think we'd have one. Maybe I was thinking maybe one. Now we have 2. Okay, that's awesome. So I know you just kind of said why you liked it so much, but why did Taj Mahal land at number 3 for you?
It's really a gorgeous sound. It'll stop you in your tracks. As a matter of fact, I was listening to this and I just had to just stop what I was doing. And I was like, wait a second, let me listen to that again. And that was just something else. It takes you for a ride. It transports you to another time, to another place. And it's just so special.
And I'm pretty sure this is a version that went back to the Kokomo Blues, the pre-Robert Johnson lyrics. And so, so that 11 Light City, I'm like, what is he saying there? So I'm so happy I found that in there. I'm like, oh, is a drugstore? Okay. Like, alrighty then. Oh, that's so awesome that's your number 3. So Seth, would you like to know what my number 3 is?
Now I'm just like, I need to know the rest. Yes.
So this was the most surprising one for me because I'm sure I've heard other songs from this artist, but there was one song in particular that I knew, and that was the only thing I knew. And when I heard this, I'm like, why is this so good? Kept playing it. I'm like, I don't understand how nobody talks about this version of the song. And that is by Foghat. Foghat's version. So Foghat, this is from the album Stone Blue, released in November of 1977. Foghat still sits at 1.4 million monthly listeners. They are an English rock band formed in London in 1971. The band are known for their use of electric slide guitar in their music. And of course, their best known song is Slow Ride. What's funny is I looked to see, I'm like, do I know any other songs from them? I real quick took a peek at their top 10 songs, and 7 of the top 10 are different recorded versions of Slow Ride. I'm like, okay, well,
wow.
I guess we can just ride out that one hit. But this song, oh my goodness, This is a rockin' version of the song. It's got that full band sound. It's a full rock band version of Sweet Home Chicago. It's like,
Okay.
it kind of opened my ears and my eyes. I'm like, I've never heard a full rock band version of this song like this.
Yeah.
It's sleek and stylish. It's a great version from the band that brought you Slow Ride. So what did you think of Foghat's version?
You nailed it. Slide guitar. Love the aggressive take is what I wrote down. So honestly, it was just really special because it's so unique to the others.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it stands out because it's a rock version. There's so much blues on this where you're just like, okay, it's Foghat doing Sweet Home Chicago. Like, I didn't even know this existed. And now it makes me want to dive into the discography of one Foghat.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
just
That's what I thought when I listened to it.
Yeah,
I was
I'm like,
in the same boat as you.
I'm going to have to hear some more from these guys now. So, all right, Seth. So, what is your number 2?
If anybody knows me, they know that I'm a big Eric Clapton fan, so this had to make it to the list. My number 2 is Eric Clapton.
All right, Eric Clapton. So, probably the most popular name that's on this. I mean, he is, without a doubt, one of the most famous guitar players of all time. And then, of course, he's a blues guitarist at that. The one thing that stands out to me about his version is the extended notes right off the bat. We get, come on, like it doesn't stop. And then so it's just so different from the version of Robert Johnson. So, yeah, I mean, Eric Clapton, many people know who this fine fellow is. 13.4 million monthly listeners still.
Wow.
This is, of course, from Sessions for Robert J. We were talking about that earlier. This is an album from 2004. Eric Clapton, an English rock and blues guitarist, singer, songwriter. He's regarded as one of the most successful and influential guitarists in rock music history, ranked second in Rolling Stone's list of the 100 greatest guitarists of all time, and 4th in Gibson's top 50 guitarists of all time. He was named number 5 in Time magazine's list of the 10 best electric guitar players in 2009. I mean, come on, Seth, why did you pick Eric Clapton for your number 2?
So I wrote down a couple things. It rocks hard. It still keeps that strong blues vibe, though. It's easy on the ears. And then I also wrote down, he's my guy. And I said, come on.
There you go.
And I said, he must have a guitar warehouse. And I just about do personally. So I understand that.
Oh, I mean, like, you talk about blues. He's definitely one that pops up, and he's a white British dude. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
All right.
Isn't that strange?
It is. It's a little strange. What's he got to sing some blues about? But he does it so well, right? Eric Clapton. Okay, so Seth, would you like to know my number 2?
I'm so excited.
All right, my number 2 is Lonnie Brooks. This is from the album Sweet Home Chicago, Paris, 1975. Lonnie Brooks has 57,000 monthly listeners, but he was an American blues singer and guitarist born in Louisiana. He moved to Chicago, where he lived for the last 4 decades of his life. He had the nickname Guitar Junior, but Luther Johnson was already using the Guitar Junior nickname, so he went by Lonnie Brooks. Howard Reich, a music critic for the Chicago Tribune, wrote, "The music that thundered from Brooks' instrument and voice shook the room. His sound was so huge and delivery so ferocious as to make everything alongside him seem a little bit smaller." And that translates through this version so well for me. It's a sweet, smooth, soulful version with harmonica accompaniment and just a fun and playful, more loose version of the song. And it's a head bopper, and it's an all-time good sound. Like, I don't know what I was trying to say there. It's just a fun time had, you know? It's one that, like, if you're looking to be more lighthearted with the blues, this is a good lighthearted version, like a no nonsense, carefree version, but it's so technical at the same time. I love it. What'd you think of Lonnie Brooks' version?
So I wrote down vocals, piano, and harp, or harmonica as it's known.
Mouth harp.
It definitely is a very blues version.
Yeah. Oh,
Heavy on the blues.
I love this version. I ate it up. I mean, this is just, yeah, Lonnie Brooks. Lonnie Brooks is my your Eric Clapton version of this, and that's why there are number twos. So before we get
There you
into
go.
our number ones, we've got a little work to do, don't we? We've got to go through our honorable mentions now. So Seth, going with number 10 down to number 6. What's your number 10?
My number 10 is Jim Belushi and the Sacred Hearts Band.
All right. So Jim Belushi and Sacred Hearts. This is from the According to Jim soundtrack. With only 1,400 monthly listeners, let's get that increased. Jim Belushi is the lead singer and harmonica player for the rhythm and blues band, the Sacred Hearts. The band is known for playing Chicago-style blues, R&B, and soul music, carrying on the tradition of the Blues Brothers. Sacred Hearts actually started as the house band at the original House of Blues venues. And they are a 12-piece band, and you can hear every bit of the 12-piece in there. What'd you like about them to put at number 10?
I just said it was rocking. Like it was more of a rock song than a blues song, and I really liked the power of it. It's very in your face and bold.
I agree. All right, what's your number 9?
My number 9 is Luther Guitar Jr. Johnson.
All right. So Luther Guitar Jr., we just talked about him a little bit. From Luther's Blues, 1976, he's got 19,000 monthly listeners still. Just passed away a few years ago, back in 2022. He was a Chicago-born blues singer and guitarist, known for his work with Muddy Waters and as a solo artist. He played with bands like the Magic Rockers and appeared in the movie The Blues Brothers. Hey, we talked about that too. His career, which spanned decades, earned him a Grammy and a place as a significant figure in electric blues. His break came when he joined Muddy Waters' band, playing guitar with him for 7 years, from 72 to 80. So not only we covered a few things there. He was in the Blues Brothers movie. He played with Muddy Waters. So there you go. What can you say? Why'd you put him at number 9?
It's just classic. It's just well, you talked about like a blues standard. That sound is just perfect.
I agree. All right. So who you got at 8?
I got Luther Allison.
All right. So Luther Allison, this was from the album Bad News Is Coming, released in December of 1972. A lot of them from that era, early 70s. Luther still with 178,000 monthly listeners. Luther Sylvester Allison was an American blues singer, songwriter, and guitarist. He was born in Arkansas and moved with his family to Chicago in 1951. He was called the Jimi Hendrix of blues guitar. Why did you like him for your 8?
I liked the chilled out version. Love the old school vibrato. That was like really strong vocals. Vibrato is when you draw out a note, you kind of keep vibrating it and you hear your vocals.
Yeah.
You know that. I'm just explaining.
No, I'm digging that from that song as well. I gotcha.
And then on top of that, the last one we mentioned, the Luther Guitar Jr. Johnson, it has more harp in it. And that's why I liked it so much, because of the harmonica. It's just brilliant.
Yep. So yeah, it's funny. We got some Luthers, different Luthers here. So what's your number 7? Is it another Luther?
My number 7 is also one of the greatest guitar players of all time, Freddie King.
Okay, Freddie King. Freddie King at number 7 for you, from a comp called Greatest Blues Songs of All Time, released just earlier this year in March 2021. Of course, this version, I mean, there's so many different compilations that this is on. There's a ton of them, actually. But check out that compilation. It's like 4.5 hours long, so dig into the blues with that. But it's also from Going Down at Uncle Poe's, The Blues Live, Live in America, Are You Ready for Freddie, At Home in New Orleans, Musicians Village. There's so many. Still has 692,000 monthly listeners. He's an American blues guitarist, singer, and songwriter, considered one of the 3 kings of the blues guitar: Albert King, B.B. King, and Freddie King, none of whom are related. They just all happen to have last name King. Freddie King moved to Chicago when he was a teenager. There he formed his first band, the Every Hour Blues Boys, with guitarist Jimmy Lee Robinson. and drummer Frankie Scott's Sonny Scott. Known for a soulful and powerful voice and distinctive guitar playing, King had a major influence on electric blues and on many later blues guitarists. Seth, why is Freddie King at 7 for you?
So I wrote down the bass is killer, the vocals and the guitar, just a solid version. There's something special, something classic about it. It just really rang true to my ears, so I really like that version.
Great. And then what's at number 6 for you?
My number 6, I honestly have to say this before I say it. It deserves to be in the top 5. It is probably one of my favorite versions of this song. But number 6 is Albert Collins.
Oh, wow. Okay. Albert Collins. Okay, so let's just go ahead and talk about it. Albert Collins still has 645 monthly listeners, and by 645, I mean 645,000 monthly listeners. From Master of the Telecaster, I'm sure we'll hear from Seth about the Telecaster here in just a second. Albert Gene Collins was born in 1932, lived all the way to 1993, was an American electric blues guitarist and singer with a distinctive guitar style, noted for his powerful playing and his use of altered tunings and a capo. His long association with the Fender Telecaster led to the title, the Master of the Telecaster. So, Albert Collins, just out of your 5, why did he eke back to number 6 for you?
So, well, I can't explain that.
It's all right.
Great blues guitarist, like you mentioned. He's just so talented. I have a special edition vinyl with him on it.
Oh, nice.
I love the Telecaster. The Telecaster lends itself nicely to the blues and also country music. It's an easy to play instrument. It's probably one of the easiest guitars to play in general.
You. It's easy to play if you play guitar, right? Sure. I'll keep that in mind when I'm guitar shopping in my pipe dreams. Okay.
Well, they're quite expensive, so just a heads up.
Well, I'll look for a used version, maybe. I don't know.
There you go.
All right. So, are you ready for my 10 through 6?
I am.
Okay, let's start it off with number 10. Very similar to your number 10, as it is Jim Belushi and the Sacred Hearts. So, for me, this sounds way better than you would ever imagine it to be. If somebody told you, hey, listen to Jim Belushi's version, and then you go, wait, Jim? Not John? Yeah, Jim Belushi? Okay, gotcha. And you listen to it, and you're like, wow, this is awesome. For me, it gets better with each listen, and the tug at the heartstrings line where he says, I see my brother Jake coming through that door. Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Stop making me cry, Jim. Stop making me cry.
Yes.
So, Jake referring to Joliet Jake of the Blues Brothers, John Belushi's brother, who passed in 1982. Yeah, I absolutely love that version. That was my number 10 as well. By the way, my number 9, also your number 9, Luther Guitar Jr. Johnson from Luther's Blues, 1976. This is just, I put finger-picking good blues-tastical blues in my notes. It's just an awesome version of the song. What can you say? I mean, it's so good. Okay, my number 8. I must apologize, Seth. This is my number 8. But it's Buddy Guy and Junior Wells. From Buddy Guy and Junior Wells Plays the Blues, expanded version, mono rough mix from 1972. I'm sure there's other versions out there. This is the only one that I could find for the playlist, but definitely check out the other versions of the song. As of right now, the Buddy Guy Junior Wells combo has 24,000, but as a duo, we have separately Buddy Guy with 933,000 monthly listeners, and then Junior solo 137,000 monthly listeners. But Buddy Guy and Junior Wells were a legendary blues duo who first collaborated in the 60s, known for their work in the Chicago blues scene. I will say that even though this is number 8 for me, it is by far the best opening lick of any version of the song. I mean, it resonates with you so much. Like, I hear this, like, I've heard this playlist so many times that I wake up sometimes going, it's like, okay, get out of my head. Like, It won't stop. But for me, this particular version, the rough mix, that's where it doesn't end there because the song itself is really good. It's my number 8. But that's the best part of it for me. It's just such a great, enjoyable listen, though. It's a great, enjoyable version of the song, and it's fabulous. My number 7 is Eric Church, the country version of the song Sweet Home Chicago. It's a live version. It's a rowdy crowd, but they are way into it, and that just feeds. I mean, I don't know that a studio version would do any kind of justice to this for Eric Church. He is an American singer-songwriter, released 7 studio albums through Capitol Nashville, a country artist. His debut album, 2006, Sinners Like Me, produced 3 singles on the Billboard country charts. So that's Eric Church. He's my number 7. And guess what? My number 6 is Luther Allison. This one pained me to keep out of the top 5 because I loved it so much. It just... And you mentioned a lot of it, the inflection of his notes, the choices he makes on the way he sings the lyrics. You're talking about that vibrato. Oh my goodness. Like, it's so good.
It just transports you to like a different timeline.
The care that he takes in translating in that version. I mean, you can tell that he really puts thought and soul into it. It's so good. Yeah. And oh man, it just missed. And it's because of the Blues Brothers. It's like, I can't keep the Blues Brothers out of the top 5. Like, come on, man. Come on. All right. So, Seth, I already know what it is.
Yeah, I know you know.
I know what it is by process of elimination. And again, I apologize, but it did hit my honorables.
So I didn't just make this my number 1 right off the bat.
Hold on just a second. Let me. So, Seth, what is your number 1? There we go. Go ahead.
My number 1. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't make this my number 1 off the bat. I actually listened through and I was like, let me listen a couple times and then I'll figure it out. But it definitely stood out to me the most of all of them. And it's probably the fact that when I started playing guitar, blues was what I was listening to. And so this was a big inspiration. And that's the actual sound of the song is Buddy Guy and Junior Wells.
It's in my head. It's still in my head. Get it out. All right, Seth. I totally get it. I understand. I mean, it's just, you can't deny it. So for me, I mean, like, I get it. And because you chose the song, the Sweet Home Chicago song, on the songs that I choose, of course, I already have a few covers in my mind. And I know what you mean. I mean, I'm doing the same thing. I'm like, okay, is this gonna still be, what I think is the best version, or is it still going to be in the conversation at all? And there has been times where the song that I think is, it happened the last couple times with me, where the song that I thought was even going to be in the top 5 wasn't even in the top 5. So yeah, no, I totally understand. But hey, Seth, curious to know if you know what my number 1 is. But do you want to know my number 1?
I do. I'm trying to figure it out.
Let's see. I don't know. Can you? Was it even in your honorable mentions? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. My number 1 is Freddie King.
Whoa!
Freddie King is my number 1. For me, the crowning version of the song, there's so much soul. And that voice, when you hear that voice, you're locked in. I mean, it's so incredible. The amount of sound, too, that is pumped out of that guitar and the piano in the background, it's just such a great touch to it. It all comes together for me. I mean, there's no version that I would listen to above this one. And I kept going back to it. And you know what? The only thing that's missing is the Buddy Guy lick. If you infused your number 1's like opening lick to this song, we would have the perfect blues song. But that's the only thing that's missing. But once you listen, once you hear that voice come in, you're hooked. And for me, it puts it way above everything else. And Freddie King is my number 1. So what did you think of Freddie King? And we already talked about it. It's your number 7. But so, what do you think of that being my number 1?
I'm I'm proud.
Okay, well, good. Thanks.
The vocals and the bass to me were very outstanding. It's just a great version. I mean, I can't fight you. That's a great version.
All right, so we have our work cut out for us, like we usually do. But let's see where we're at here. Okay, so Taj Mahal. I had Taj Mahal at 4. You had Taj Mahal at 3. 4 and 3 are 7. Blues Brothers. Those are our 2 matches, Blues Brothers and Taj Mahal. Blues Brothers, I had at 5. You had at 4.
Right.
And then we must talk about our number 1s, of course. Freddie King. Freddie King, I had at number 1. You had at number 7. 7
Correct.
and 1 is 8. Okay, so that's interesting. Then, of course, Buddy Guy and Junior Wells. Buddy Guy and Junior Wells. I had Buddy Guy and Junior Wells at 8. You had them at number 1. So we have 9, 8, 9, and 7. Taj Mahal for me has to be number 1. Based on our rankings, it has to be number 1.
Yes, and I'm okay with that.
2 and 3 are up in the air. And it really comes down to how much do we want to fight for our choices. Freddie King, 7 and 1 is 8. I really, for me, Freddie King has to be in the top 3. But I would totally be willing to scooch back the Blues Brothers for Buddy Guy and Junior Wells and just have Freddie King and Buddy Guy and Junior Wells. And so then for me, I would go Buddy Guy, Junior Wells 3, Freddie King 2, Taj Mahal 1, if you're up for that. Unless you really want the Blues Brothers in there, which obviously Blues Brothers hit both our top 5. So what are we
I
going to
feel like
do?
the Blues Brothers need to be in the top 5, or top 3.
Okay.
I mean,
well, in that case, what do you think about King, the King being number 2? Because again, I had him at 1, you had him at 7.
Yeah.
Because Buddy Guy and Junior Wells, you had him at 1, but I had him at 8.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Are you good with that?
It makes sense. Yeah, I'm fine with it. Yeah.
So you're good with Blues Brothers 3, Freddie King 2, Taj Mahal 1?
Yep.
Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and stamp that. Stampity stamp. Here are your top 3 quintessential versions of Sweet Home Chicago, originally by Robert Johnson. Number 3, The Blues Brothers. Number 2, Freddie King. And the number 1 version of Sweet Home Chicago is from Taj Mahal. Okay, Seth, how do you think we did on that?
I think it came out just about as perfect as it could have.
I like to thank you for choosing this, as a Chicago native. And I say Chicago only because I'm from Joliet, which is 45 minutes away from Chicago. And everything is considered a suburb if you live anywhere close to Chicago. And there's so many jokes and mean jokes about that as well. But Blues Brothers has taught me that it's okay because Joliet Jake, hello. So thank you. This has been really, really fun. Before we get into where everyone can find us, Seth, would you like to know what the next song is we're going to be covering here on Cover Wars?
Yes, I would love to know.
Well, Seth, it's kind of crazy. We've been doing this for a while now, and we have yet to talk about the probably the hottest artist on the globe right now, probably has been for like the last, I don't know, like 10 or 20 years. Well, let's say 10 years. Definitely of the last 3 years, just selling arenas, has the highest selling tour of all time now. And it seems like there's a blank space in our Cover War show, our podcast here. So we're going to go with Taylor Swift's Blank Space as our next Cover War. What do you think about that? Are you excited?
I'm speechless.
Okay, well, get ready, Seth.
In a good way.
Okay, good.
I'm not angry or
anything. Good. I like that you're not angry. So, next week, stay tuned. We're going to be doing Blank Space by T Swift. So, Seth, where can the peoples find us if they want more Cover Wars?
It's at Cover Wars Podcast on YouTube and Cover Wars Podcast on Facebook, Cover Wars Podcast at gmail.com, and Cover Wars on TikTok.
Absolutely. And yes, send in your requests. We look to be doing at least one request a month, and that could be yours. We can land your song. And eventually here, very soon, once we get to 20, which we're getting close, we will also have a show where we take the number ones from each of our 20, and we will do a cover war. And this is going to be a difficult one. We'll have a playlist of our first 20 episodes, number ones, and we will try to find our favorites out of that. That's going to be difficult.
Oh, wow.
That's going to be very hard.
That sounds daunting.
But don't stress about it. It's weeks away.
I'm going to lose some sleep.
Don't lose sleep. We're weeks away from that happening. But hey, if you're ever out there and you're all alone and you don't know where to go for songs covered by artists other than the original, Seth and I, we got you covered. Bye, everybody.
Bye.